The following is a presentation of the ERL Formula E World Series on Sparkplug Motorsports.
For race 6, the ERL heads to Romania, where Daniel Bogdasarov's on pole from Remy LeBeau, and Ewa Puff. Linus Eriksson starts 4th from Revo, and the Red Devil, 7th place, is Catfish, this time out from Charles Hernandez and Sebastian Ocampo, with the other Dragon Racing, the number 47 of Boeing Pro Ezra starting 10th from Palomino and Austin. Monster Clerk starts 13th from U-Cable, and not you, then it's Oscar Folstad in 16th from Stadolin Rossack and Salas Kynes. Kari Lopez is 19th from Marcus Nelson and Baptist Jr., with Butler running out the grid. Well, race 6, returning to Bucharest, where Daniel Bogdasarov has started on pole. All 5 lights go on, and the Bucharest ePrix is green, and it's a good start there from Remy LeBeau off the line. Gets this jump on Ewa Puff that he needs coming through 1, but still that inside line so powerful for the driver in the 9 car. He's into 2nd position, but Bogdasarov holds the lead. Here comes Revo alongside with Ewa Puff there, almost into the back of him. Palomino, though, into the back of Charles Hernandez, and getting a 5-second time penalty for his troubles. Side by side coming into turn number 8, the entire field behind the top 2 really close together. Here's Francis Austin fighting with Catfish, who's fighting with Revo, and now looks to try and take 3rd from Ewa Puff if he can brake late enough. He can hold on to 4th position. Hernandez, full course caution. That is Sebastian Ocampo in the wall and out of this race. A dismal season 26 continues here in race 6. He got a 2nd place last time out, but he has been struggling all season long, and it hasn't been a pace thing, it's really just been his luck. Really down on it, and you can say the same for a lot of the established talents here. But we have a caution, and that full course caution is ending as we're on to lap 2. We are back under green. Bogdasarov still leads from his countryman Remy LeBeau, and Ewa Puff, the season 24 Formula E champion, on board with the reigning champion in the 27. And you can see he's about 2 seconds quicker than he was on the last lap. That's probably just down to the fact that he's got momentum. And look at that, Ewa Puff to 2nd, going through turn 7. Through 8 they go, single file, as Catfish now latches onto the back of this battle for 2nd. Moves up into 3rd. Can he take 2nd with attack mode being online? He moves up into 2nd position, flies off the track, but holds it and has attack mode. So now Ewa Puff drops back down to 4th. Charles Hernandez now with a 10-second time penalty. He's dropping down the order with that front wing damage. He's down to 15th. Didn't get attack mode. And looking back with the 25, everyone's got attack mode behind this man in the 52, so he is going to be struggling. There goes Baptist Jr., who's had a pretty good start to this race. With a track limits warning, though, you get any more of those, you get 3 more of those from your first, and you get a time penalty. U-Cable's got the fastest lap, the man 2nd in the standings. Probably going to lose ground to Revo and Linus Eriksson after this race. On board we go with Catfish, trying to get past Bogdasarov, who has led every lap this race so far. No one has taken a Grand Slam in the ERL 02 era of the ERL Formula E Series. Weaving off the track there for Catfish. He's looking for a way to try and get past. Those soft tyres still got a reasonable amount of grip in them, so he could try and get it done at the braking point, but he didn't. And now has attack mode. We're watching Revo on the back of this fight for 3rd, as Catfish is gaining. He's gaining. They're side by side, and we've got a caution again off the track for Devin Butler, as Catfish has taken the lead. And look at Revo behind. moves up into third. Bogdasarov cannot get the Grand Slam anymore because Catfish has started lap 4 in the lead. Bogdasarov reclaims the lead of this race. But they are still side by side. Fierce fighting for the lead here between these two. Contact! Wheels banging between the race leaders. Absolutely elbows out racing here. Down the inside goes Bogdasarov, and he needs that good exit, and he's got it. He should be able to hold on to the race leaders. Butler and Hernandez have finally come into the pits. Hard tires go on for Devin Butler, and for Charles Hernandez, I believe softs going on. Bogdasarov still leads this race after a small, still very meaningful attack from awful Catfishes. Off the track and into the wall! U-Cable, 5-second time penalty was handed to him. Looks like he hit the side of Oinkro Ezra. Babinis Jr. with a second track limits warning. That could have been a lot worse for the driver in the 89. Used all of his skill to keep it going. Look at this fight for the lead on lap 5 of 15. Down the inside goes Puff. Remy LeBeau has come into the pits with Lars Leclerc. And for Puff, he needs a good run of form going through these turns. Coming out of turn 8, going through 9 and 10, that's where you really can make passes. But didn't get the exit he needed. Did hold off Bogdasarov, though. It's a 5-way fight for the lead, stretching from Catfish down to Linus Eriksson, who is holding on and really just there to collect the scraps of any mistakes, which at the rate that these guys are going, I'm shocked that there hasn't been a penalty or even a caution that's happened between these guys. Coming through turns 9 and 10, and once again they keep it clean. That is the prowess of the top 5. Here comes Puff to the lead of the Bucharest ePrix. Great stuff from the Scotsman as we look down through the field. Bogdasarov with a track limits warning, and he's into the lead. He's in front. In comes Puff. That pit lane entry is somewhat confusing as in comes Catfish as well, and Oinkro Ezra with his first time penalty of his career, 5-second time penalty for causing a collision with Francis Austin, but he runs up in 6th. Scadolin Rotak now up into 13th position. We've only had one full course caution today. That was for Sebastian Ocampo at turn 10 at lap number 1. Still Bogdasarov leading this race in front of Revo. We've got some overcast skies rather, as Hernandez has punched in the fastest lap of this race. Could we see rain? We might see rain, but if these guys come into the pits before the rain starts falling, then that could be a very big issue. I think Revo might go for another win in his career here. Heading through the W section, Carlos Kynes is off the track and in the wall, facing backwards is car 55. Got a good margin to Marcus Nelson, so does get it back on track cleanly. The top 2 still stay out. Linus Eriksson, at the end of his soft tyres life, comes into the pits. In comes Palomino as well. Many drivers rushing down into the pits, but the top 2, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Those medium tyres can make it to the end of this lap. We are at roughly half race distance, but look at how much they're having to hustle that car. Both of them, the Renault and the Hyperdrive, they are both struggling to keep that car on the track. Remy LeBeau leads the drivers who have come into the pits in 5th position, and he's actually quite a ways in front of Awful Catfish too. So the undercut has worked out for Red Bull Sim so far. Coming through turns 9 and 10, a lot of weaving for Revo, who gets attack mode. Heading down into the W section. They go side by side here in Bucharest, but Revo's gonna need something special. Makes a lunge down the inside. The 4-time Formula E champion leads the Bucharest ePrix and comes down into the pits at the end of lap 7. It's another set of mediums as Remy LeBeau gets a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Akari Lopez. Easily preventable for that man. He was fighting with Akari and Inocu. Catfish actually quite a ways behind him. Heading down the main straight, and Remy is leading on 3-lap-old medium tyres. Inocu still out there. A one-stop is actually a viable strategy around here. But Revo comes out in 9th behind Daniel Bogdasarov. That late lunge, all for nothing it seems. And look at this from Linus Eriksson. Trying to hold on to that 5th position. These guys are really hustling each other. On board with Catfish as he's watching Chaklerk get past an RQ and Lars Chaklerk. And what a return to the ERL, you know. Doing pretty well for himself after his injury last season. We're on board with the man who drives car number 25. And Catfish makes a lunge on Chaklerk, keeps it out of the wall and takes 2nd. Still quite overcast here in Romania. It could rain, I'm still saying that. I don't know if it will rain or if it won't rain, but all of these teams, their strategy departments are just thinking, we've got to keep them out as long as possible before the rain comes. And in Q, he's made the most of those hards, and he's going for another lap. We're on to lap 9 of 15. Remy LeBeau leads, and he needs to build up that gap to Linus Eriksson and Catfish. It's currently 2 seconds. He would currently drop down to about 8th. Considering that time penalty, dropped to, about 8th behind Revo. He's gotten past in Q. Bogdasarov's been making his way through the field a lot quicker than the full-time champion. Meanwhile, Rotak and Akari going side by side. Remy still leads as he comes through turn 8, but the true fight for the lead of this race seemingly in the hands of Linus Eriksson and Awful Catfish. Again, only 1 full course caution in this race. That was on lap 1 as that was a very dangerous move for Daniel Bogdasarov there to try and get past Miles Chaklerk and Puff. Look at that! Just went right past. Just drove through Puff like he wasn't even there. 3 wide for Revo. Up into 6th. Remy's into the pits. Remy LeBeau, race leader, comes in and Miles Chaklerk follows him. So, 5-second time penalty for Awful Catfish. Tried to take the lead from Linus Eriksson, but won't because Daniel Bogdasarov is on the case. Gets alongside with the Power Motorsport number 2 car and is once again denied the opportunity to try and go for the race win. Not quite surprised by that though. Bogdasarov now runs 2nd and is 0.4 of a second behind Linus Eriksson. Can he try and go for the win here? I think he can. He just needs to get the pass done quite swiftly. But that isn't quite where you do it. Revo does try and go for the launch and makes it and holds on to 4th in front of Puff. Meanwhile, Bogdasarov with attack mode on the back of the man who entered this race 3rd in the standings. Daniel Bogdasarov leads the Bucharest ePrix. Meanwhile, Revo goes for the launch, coming through the W section. Almost contact between these two. No love lost over the seasons where they haven't been dueling over the championship. And Puff gets past Catfish too. Austin is in for his 2nd stop. This could be a 2-stop race, and I think it might possibly will be for all the guys who haven't started their 2nd stint on these hards. But with 4 laps to go, I think it will be a 2-stop for everyone not named Akari Lopez. Because even in Q, he's on the medium tyres, so that doesn't even matter. There goes Revo up into 2nd, and I think this race is going to come down to a battle between Bogdasarov and Revo. I don't see this race playing out any differently. My drink ran out. That sucks. Down the inside for Awful Catfish. Makes his way. Oh no! He's taking out Puff! Puff and Awful Catfish have collided. A lot of weaving there for Marcus Nelson, it seems. I think there might be something down there that's reducing grip. Could be water, but I don't know. Falls down to the time penalty for causing a collision, and Puff is dropping down the order. I think both drivers were handed time penalties there. In comes Catfish, who will get his front wing replaced. So will Puff. But my goodness, they are lucky that wasn't a full course caution. They are lucky that neither driver retired from this race. There is a big margin between Revo and Palomino right now, and I think those two up front They're not even dueling over position. I think Bogdasarov's got this race made. Oinkro Ezra is running in 4th, while the entire world behind him implodes in on itself. This is amazing. From the man driving the 47. This is only his 2nd start in the ERL. Here comes Remy Lebeau, though, to give him the real welcome present in that 27 car. But coming out of turn 8, it's Oinkro who's gotten the better exit. Can you believe that? The rookie is showing the experienced heads how it's done as Leclerc gets a time penalty for causing a collision. None of these guys hitting the wall, though, and that's good to see. Revo has come in for his 2nd stop. Bogdasarov goes on for another lap. It's mediums going on down at DS Hyperdrive, but we know fresh rubber does matter quite a bit. Palomino will go through. Remy Lebeau will likely also go through. I think Oinkro Ezra is coming into the pits for his 2nd and final stop. Out of the pits for Revo. I think he should still be top 10. That is Rotak. And he comes up behind Ericsson. Enters for Oinkro Ezra. The championship leader has fumbled on the strategy. He's on the mediums. The teams are expecting rain. There's the droplets. It's raining. It's raining in Bucharest. Took its time, didn't it? But we've got rain. Nicholas Palomino and Remy Lebeau are on for a 2-3 for Red Bull Sims. Linus Eriksson moves up into 4th. Where is U-Cable? The man 2nd in the standings. He's 16th. I don't know if he's going to get points out of this. We're not seeing spray off of the back of these ERL 02s, and when you do, that's when you truly know you need to be on those green-walled inters. We're on to lap 14, and they're staying out! Bogdasarov stays out! He's catching Salos Kine, so I think that might be a smart decision. Palomino, what does he do with his teammate right behind him? The top 3 rather, all stay out. I don't think the top 8 are going to come into the pits. Hernandez is probably also going to stay out, despite not even being part of the top 8. Can you believe this? Marcus Nelson could be on for his first win with Andretti. It's the penultimate lap of this race. What are the margins looking like? Catfish has just come across the line. What is the difference between Catfish and Marcus Nelson? It's about 4 seconds, 31 seconds, the margin between 1st and 9th. Akari Lopez, time penalty, collision with Francis Austin. This is unbelievable. Revo came into the pits and put on the yellow-walled medium tyres. Those are the wrong tyres to go onto. Does Rosak have an issue with that car? No, he's just going slowly to make sure he doesn't hit anything. And Nelson up into 8th. He's going to try and take 5th here. At worst. I think that's the worst. That's what Marcus Nelson can do. I think 5th is the lower bound. We're on to the final lap. Here comes Marcus. There goes Marcus. Up into 5th position. And in fact, he's going to go for the podium, I think. That's his teammate. That's Palomino. He gets past Remy Lebeau on the back of Nicholas, who doesn't even put up a fight due to them being on the wrong tyres for the condition. It's the final lap. Bogdasarov is on the medium tyres. We've just seen 31 seconds become 15. Can Marcus Nelson do an unbelievable thing in the ERL? Can he take victory? He's closing in on Daniel Bogdasarov, who's not just on the wrong tyres, he's on the mediums. He's on very worn down mediums. Into the wall! Oinkro Ezra, is that? That is! The rookie's in the wall! Oh my goodness! It's a full course caution! And that has saved Daniel Bogdasarov's race. Linus Eriksson is out. Daniel Bogdasarov was under threat of losing this race. The full course cautions have come out. They are ending before he makes his way into the W section. Can Nelson close 8 seconds? We're back under green. That right there is the sole MS Hamlin Andretti car. Falstad has caught the yellow flag and he is in the wall, facing the wall. But Daniel Bogdasarov takes victory in Bucharest, if you can believe it. Marcus Nelson is second. And I think we've still got drivers in the wall, do we? Is that Volstad still in the Barrett? It is! Oh my goodness! Francis Austin is third, Devin Butler fourth, and Babinas Jr. is fifth. Oinkro Ezra will take his first point-scoring finish in the ERL. Red Bull Simpsons. Nicholas Palomino has a full car puncture for the 93. Holy crap! This is insane! And I think Volstad's still going for the move. And Revo with a time penalty. That's his championship leader struggling. But Palomino, once again, no luck for the 93 crew. Holy mac and cheese balls. Well, here's your podium then. Daniel Bogdasarov taking victory from Marcus Nelson and Francis Austin, in my opinion. Had those full course cautions not come out, had Ericsson not flipped, Nelson would have won this race. The gap at the end was 3 seconds. He had closed 5 seconds. I think the Danish driver could have won this, but he didn't. As for the rest of your finishers, Devin Butler was fourth from Babnas Jr. and Oinkro Ezra. Then it's Akari Lopez, U Cable, and Enoch Yu, with the Red Devil running out the top 10. Outside of it, Remy LeBeau was 11th from Ewa Puff and Carlos Kynes. Then it's Nicholas Palomino, Alpha Catfish, Oscar Volstad, Revo, Checlerc, Hernandez, and Rossack, with Ericsson and Ocampo making up the non-finishers. In the driver's standings, Revo leads on 83 points from U Cable and Linus Ericsson. Then it's Ewa Puff from Francis Austin and Awful Catfish. Bogdasarov is 7th from the Red Devil and Remy LeBeau. Then it's Marcus Nelson running out the top 10. Outside of it, you've got Hernandez from Ocampo and Not Q. Then it's Volstad, Checlerc, Butler, Ezra, Babinas Jr., Lopez, Kynes, Palomino, and Rotak, who is yet to score. In the constructors' standings heading into the 7th round of the championship in Queensland, DS Hyperdrive lead the way from Power Motorsport and Panasonic Jaguar. Then it's MS Amlin Andretti, Toyota Gazoo Racing, Team Edams Renault, Red Bull Sims Porsche, Dragon Racing, Pinnacle Motorsport, Mercedes EQ, and Mahindra Racing. Wow. You want to see a chaotic Formula E race? Well, stay in Bucharest for a while. Thank you so much for watching the 6th round in season 26, and we will see you guys next time then when the ERL returns.
Sparkplug Motorsports thanks you for watching this presentation of the Electric Racing League.